Hey guys, welcome to Truck and Travel. I'm Derek. Just wanted to talk about last week. We had two loads lined up. The first load was a shorter run compared to the second one, but it was paying really well to where it was going to set us up to be able to take the second one cheaper, and the second one was going out west, and the total pay combined was going to be able to bring us back to the Midwest, so that way we're in a good area and we could set ourselves up for the following week to just get a load, you know what I mean? And life happens, things happen. This occasionally happens to where the shipper or the receiver or whatever, they cancel the load. Well, if our first load got canceled, this happens a lot. So usually you can go to your carrier. Depending on the setup, I'm a FedEx Custom Critical Independent Contractor. And so how things are set up is that we can negotiate rates, do counter offers, all kinds of stuff, or you can just take it as is. This load was a negotiated load, and it was no longer going to work. The pay per mile for all miles was no longer going to work. It financially didn't make sense, like me and Cinnamon would make money off of this. This week, me and Cinnamon personally, we're going to gross over $3,000 personally. That's not including the business. And the second load, if we would have kept it as is, me and Cinnamon would have grossed $2,800 personally. You know, and that's fine. It would have been a great week for us. We would be happy with that, but it would hurt our business. Every time you drive this truck, you come closer to needing to repair something. And every time you roll a mile, you got to think of there's cost with that mile that you move the truck. And so it's got to be making a certain amount of money to make it worth moving the truck. And this was, the lower the pay gets, the more of a risk it gets. If you have thousands and thousands of dollars sitting aside, you're able to take cheaper and cheaper freight, pay per mile. We don't have thousands and thousands of dollars, you know, built up in our business. So this was not a wise load to take. We could not take it as is, and normally you can just cancel it with our carrier, or you can try to renegotiate this since you're already on it, but your first load got canceled and it no longer makes financial sense. Well, they would not even work with me on it. They just told me I was over budget, and so I told them to take me off the load. I tried to get them to send it back out to our truck when they're working with other drivers on it, because I wanted to be an option. I still wanted this load. I still wanted to negotiate with them, but they wouldn't even let me do that. They even put our truck out of service, which you're not supposed to do if your first load cancels like it did, since you have a sequence going on. If you have only one load and you cancel it and you don't have a good reason why you're canceling, then they put you out of service until that load has been covered. And that's what they did to us, and that's a bunch of crap. I'm pretty aggravated about that situation. I let somebody else know about that, and they reviewed some things, and they don't like how it went either. I'm not telling you to stay away from this carrier. I'm just, you know, this is my week. And we do vlogs, and this is our life, so here we are. So yeah, September was a really rough month. Trying really hard to make good money, because right now with the high fuel costs, the price of parts, inflation, everything's costing more, so you got to be making more money if you're out there on the road. And the money might sound good now if you're, you know, 2 years earlier, but actually it's, you know, it's not really amazing compared to a couple years ago. You know what I mean? Like $30,000 for us a couple years ago was awesome. $30,000 for us right now, it's cool, but it's not as cool. You know what I mean? So It ended up being just over $20,000 for the month. That's not enough for us to pay our normal monthly bills personally. The truck was able to cover itself, I'm pretty sure. We'll have to look at all that. But very disappointed. So yeah, the money that we were going to get last week would have made it a $30,000 month. And so, yeah, very, very disappointing. And if we would have kept the load as is, me and Cinnamon personally would have made enough money. But like I said, the business, it would have hurt the business, and we cannot risk, you know, all it takes is one little thing, and then you're on the side of the road, and then you got to pay $1,000 minimum for somebody to go out there along this highway and just check it out. So it all adds up really fast. So we have to make sure we're making money. Yeah, just wanted to share with you guys our little experience that we got going on. We're always open to other options like other carriers or whatnot. We really don't want to leave our carrier. But we also got to make sure we're able to make money. I hope you guys are doing well out there. I just wanted to give you an update. We're currently in the state of Minnesota. It's not too bad. It was a nice day out. I want to say it was the 60s, low 70s. We walked around here a little bit. We're waiting to pick up a load. And then we'll be back on the highway tomorrow. So far this week, this is looking like, if nothing cancels, we'll say that it'll be a week we'll be happy with. It's not going to be a stellar week, but it's a week we'll be happy with. The pay per mile for all miles is looking good, even to go home. We'll only go home if we can hit a certain number, and this is going to be above my expectations, and we're still hopeful that we can add something, because we're dropping, our last day will be Thursday. So that gives us room to grow. September, we were having hard times getting loads on Mondays. It's like our truck can only handle 4,000 pounds of freight, which is pretty low. Our old fleet owners' trucks, their C units could hold 8,000 pounds of freight. So this one's half of that. And then the D units that they got, I want to say, can handle around 16,000 to 18,000 pounds of freight, which is awesome. So many options out there. I say so many, but there is more. You know, it might not be an incredible amount more, but it's nice to have that little bit to work with if you're somewhere out far, you know. And that's why, another reason why we needed this pay to pay really high going out west, because there's even less loads for us to get out there. And then the way the carrier has it set up, you have to have a higher rate load count for the last 30 days or whatever to be number one, to get this load over this person. So yep, there's so much that goes into it. So if you have a low load count like us, then you have to make sure that that pay is pretty high, because you're probably not going to get a load out of the west to come back east. Part of the game, part of the struggle, but that's okay. We're okay with that. Hope you guys are doing well. Just wanted to give you guys a little update how Truck and Travel's doing. I do want to make a video sometime of how we run our business, how we pay us, and etc. It's kind of similar to how our fleet owners were paying us, but kind of not. I don't know. Depends how you look at it, I guess. So it's almost like we drive for a fleet owner, except for we're making business decisions this time. And we don't feel bad if we have downtime. Like June and July, we're down. Cinnamon had some really bad back issues, and so those were 2 months that we weren't able to have full months on. But yeah, I feel like fuel prices are going to go up. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Seems like November and December, my gut tells me that they're going to be up pretty dang high. And so we'll see what happens. Hope you guys are doing well. God bless you guys, and we'll see you next time.